The day someone left a deaf and blind puppy in a box on the sidewalk could have been the end of his story.
Got a stick in his mouth.
He couldn't see or hear anything around him, but somehow he grew into one of the happiest dogs I have ever known.
I just walked in the door, and look where this little boy is laying.
Georgie was found in Bridgeport, Connecticut, alone and vulnerable. When people realized he was deaf and blind, they didn't know what to do. So I started getting messages about him. As a veterinarian with a deaf and blind dog named Piglet, they thought I could help.
Everybody's waiting. Here!
At first I said no. We already had 7 dogs at home, and I knew how much work a special needs dog requires. It's not just feeding and walking. It's constant awareness, training, and patience. Taking on another one felt like too much. But the messages kept coming, and I couldn't stop thinking about him. I talked it over with my husband, and after going back and forth, we agreed to foster him. Deep down, I think we both knew how that would end.
Come on over. Ready? There you go. There's your slip. No. There's your sit. Yeah.
The moment Georgie arrived, he was unsure but curious. He didn't understand where he was or who we were, but he moved forward anyway. That first step said a lot about him. Even without sight or hearing, he wasn't shutting down. He was trying. From the beginning, I knew communication would be the most important thing. Since he couldn't hear commands or see gestures, I taught him using touch. We call them tap signals. Each type of touch meant something specific, like come here, stop, or follow.
You're being watched, you cuckoo head.
At first, it was slow. He had to learn what each signal meant and how to respond. But Georgie surprised me. He didn't learn in the usual way. Instead of staying close to one area and building outward, he explored from the center, moving confidently into space and figuring things out as he went. That approach became his strength.
What is he doing? Up! There you go. A little hesitation there, because you know why? He wanted another cookie from his mom. I wasn't giving you cookies. You have to go in the house first. Let's go. There you go, Georgie.
As he got more comfortable, his personality started to show. The moment his paws touched the ground, his whole body lit up. He would bounce slightly and do this little movement that looked like a dance. It was his way of expressing excitement.
Georgie. Georgie. Oh my God, what are you doing, Georgie?
One of the first things I did was take him to the beach. I wanted him to experience something open and free. As soon as we got there, he started running along the shore. He couldn't see the water or hear the waves, but he could feel the sand, the wind, and the space around him. He ran like he understood exactly where he was. That's when I realized something important. Georgie wasn't limited in the way people assume. He was experiencing the world differently, but he was still fully present in it.
Georgie, no one's there. Oh.
At home, he quickly learned the layout. He memorized where the dog beds were and would bring things back to them. He explored constantly, using his mouth, his nose, and especially his sense of touch. Every new object became something to investigate. Walking with him became one of the most impressive things to watch. Even without sight or hearing, he figured out how to stay about 2 feet beside me.
Oh my God, Georgie, what are you doing?
He followed my movement through subtle changes in air, scent, and contact. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. Of course, there were moments that reminded you of his limitations. Sometimes he would try to play with another dog who had already walked away. He would bark and bounce, completely unaware that no one was there anymore. It could look a little sad from the outside, but to him, it was still play. And that's what stood out the most.
Come, sit. Here's your cookie, Georgie.
Georgie didn't dwell on what he couldn't do. He didn't hesitate or pull back from life. He moved forward, explored, and engaged with everything around him. His world wasn't smaller. It was just built differently. Over time, the routine became easier. The tap signals turned into a shared language. He began to trust that the world around him was safe and that the people guiding him were there to help. That trust changed everything.
Oops. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
He became more confident, more relaxed, and even more playful. His energy filled the house in a way that made it feel alive. Even with 7 other dogs, Georgie stood out. Not because of his disabilities, but because of his attitude. He is a free spirit. He approaches life with a kind of joy that is hard to describe. There is no hesitation in him, no fear holding him back. He moves, he explores, and he finds happiness in simple things. Yes, his disabilities come with challenges. They always will. But when you watch him run, play, and interact with the world, those challenges fade into the background. And in many ways, Georgie reminds me that the way we experience the world doesn't define how much we can enjoy it.
And this one gets a cookie.
He may not see or hear anything around him, but he feels everything that matters. If you enjoyed this story about Georgie, like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss more touching stories.